안녕하십니까. Good morning. I am based in Hoyoon, Nam. I work at the law firm at VedderPrice. I'm attorney Hoyoon, Nam. Shareholder with the law firm VedderPrice, located in New York. I specialize in maritime finance matters. We have an office in Singapore that services clients here in Korea, and we're very active in the transportation industry generally. As a Korean American person living in New York, I always feel a sense of pride as I watch Korea blossoming into an economic and cultural powerhouse. And of course, Korea's place in the maritime industry is unquestionable. And the session today, the session will touch upon Korea's contribution to this important industry. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce the speakers on this session. Their institutions really represent the staples of Korea's ship finance market. So first, we are going to have Mr. Yoon Keun-Ik with KEXIM, who's going to give a presentation about KEXIM and its role in the maritime finance market. I'll turn it over to Mr. Yoon.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed fully the coffee break before my boring presentation. My name is Keun-Ik Yoon again, and I work in the Maritime Finance Department at KEXIM, Korea Trade Insurance Corporation. It's a great honor today to represent KEXIM and speak before such distinguished guests. I was given about 8 minutes to talk, so I will try my best to share an overview of the programs that KEXIM operates and our portfolios, and then our recent focus on LNG finance. KEXIM was established in 1992 as South Korea's export credit agency. In 2014, we established our Maritime Finance Department here in Busan to support the vessel exports of Korean shipbuilding companies and also for the vessel purchases of Korean shipping companies. For this maritime finance, KEXIM offers medium long-term programs that you see at the bottom of the screen. So the financing demands for ship and offshore facility transactions can be divided into two areas. The first is the need for the long-term buyer's credit guarantees, and the second is the need for the guarantees for the refund guarantee associated with vessels export. So the first category, KEXIM provides the medium and long-term export credit insurance for foreign shipping companies and the export infrastructure insurance for Korean shipping companies, and also for the banks to issue a refund guarantee. We offer the export bond insurance. So in the interest of time, I skipped the specific structure and the use cases of these three programs, but I will stay in the venue today, so please reach out to KEXIM or use our contact points that we will be providing at the end of my presentation. We will be happy to go over them in more detail with you. So since, here's our portfolio. Since the establishment of the Maritime Finance Department, KEXIM provided $26 billion in financing for over 400 vessels or offshore facilities during the past decade. This has led to the current exposure of $10 billion in maritime finance, which represent about 20% of K-Share's total exposure, including such sector as power and infrastructures. Now I'd like to discuss K-Share's recent focus on supporting the LNG value chain within our maritime finance operations. While projections vary among institutions, many experts anticipate continued demand for LNG, as you see in the graphs, as a transitional fuel, which is essential for the carbon reduction for coming years. So K-Share is actively working to support LNG production and supply across the entire value chain with tailored financial solutions. So on the left side, on the upstream side, FLNG, the floating LNG projects are now advancing very rapidly. And also on the midstream side, as you all know, K-Shipbuilders continue to secure the vessel orders thanks to their competitive technological capabilities. On the downstream side, we are seeing projects emerge that use the FSRUs, floating storage and regasification units. So this slide shows a reasonable overview of several active LNG projects at this moment. You can see the Dolphin in Americas and Coral in an African area and so on. So K-Share is currently reviewing a few of these projects to, for potential financial support. And the following slide also highlights some of our past cases of financial support for LNG projects. If you have any financing needs related to these kind of LNG projects, please let us know. We will be very glad to consider them. And here's our contact information for you. Since K-Share's inception, and especially with the establishment of this Maritime Finance Department, financing for ships and offshore facilities has been the very core business of K-Share. Over the years, despite various challenges, I believe the Busan's achievements today are the result of strong collaboration among shipbuilding companies, shipping companies, suppliers, associations, government agencies, local authorities, and also our fellow financial institutions, and the marine money as well. So I'd like to, on behalf of K-Share, I extend my sincere gratitude to all of our clients and colleagues. And I want to assure, finally, that we, K-Share, will continue to proactively address the financial needs in the maritime financial services. Thank you for listening.
Next, we're going to have Mr. Bon-Sup from KEXIM, whose speech is entitled #1 Partner for Your Maritime Financing.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Bon-Sup from the Export-Import Bank of Korea, KEXIM. Personally, it's my honor to have this opportunity to present the KEXIM's Maritime Finance project in front of the industry professionals. Before I begin, many speakers mentioned 2024 marks the 10th anniversary of the Busan Maritime Finance Center here in Busan. Previously, when I worked in the Maritime Finance Department in 2013, it was the preparation period of the center, and I did witness how much effort, time, and dedication went into the founding of the center from the countless individuals. After a decade, today you are watching the center, the firmly established as a successful industry powerhouse and textbook example between the cooperation between public and private sectors. To celebrate this milestone, because we all together have contributed to the center's success story, I'd like to extend a round of applause to ourselves. Now it's time to dive into KEXIM's maritime world. And the first slide offers the snapshot of the KEXIM. As you may know, the KEXIM was established in 1976 and has successfully served as a #1 export credit agency in Korea for 38 years. As a government financing vehicle, the KEXIM has a credit rating equivalent to that of the government, and you can see the credit rating detail on this slide. And the government has also shown very special and consistent supports with the annual capital injection and the revision of the Export-Import Bank of Korea Act, to be in line with the market and to communicate with our partners. And as of end of 2023, the credit outstanding was $98.2 billion US dollar, and we are on track to reach a historic and the symbolic $100 billion US dollar as of end of this year. Now let's discuss how well the KEXIM is navigating in the global maritime finance industry. And I'd like to compare our performance between the before and after COVID-19 for the better understanding by the ranking in the global sector. For example, this is the chart for the 2018, the global ship finance market. And you can see the red bar is KEXIM, and it ranked the 13th place, way behind from the top. However, 5 years later, after COVID-19, we have better position like this. Ahead of us, there are only 5 banks. Today, with these 2 slides, I'm not talking about the ranking itself. We all know the ranking is just a number, and that number doesn't matter. However, what matters is, despite the fierce competition with the global financial institutions and the unprecedented crisis over the decades we faced, for example, 2008, the Great Recessions, or 2019, the COVID pandemic nightmare, the KEXIM has maintained its position, and KEXIM has maintained position and demonstrated its resilience and the capability and the willingness to be a major player in the market. Now let's examine how important the KEXIM's maritime division is within the KEXIM's total portfolio. From the chart, you can see the KEXIM's maritime division has accounted for at least 15% out of the total portfolio, and the peak reaching as high as 25% almost. The percentage may change from time to time. However, it is crystal clear that the maritime division has been a key pillar in KEXIM, and I'm sure that trend will go on. And now let's see how KEXIM's maritime exposure has changed in detail. In 2015 and 2016, KEXIM predominantly supported the tankers, LPG carriers, and container vessels. However, 10 years later, we can see a significant increase in LNG and the other FPSO and the new type of vessels, for example, the wind turbine installation vessels. And the next one is the fuel type, and fuel type also follows the very similar trends. In 2015 and 2016, the LPG and the conventional fuel vessels accounted for over 70%. However, recently you can also see like a big increase in LNG and other next generation fuel vessels in our portfolio. More recently, recently the pace of the technological advance is exceptionally rapid, maybe faster than ever in history. And the gap among the competitors in shipbuilding and shipping industry is inching closer almost every day. Under these circumstances, KEXIM promises that we will closely monitor the market and provide a tailor-made financial solution to our partners. And the last topic, actually I prepared the KEXIM's product lineup to explain for you guys, but I'm sure everybody knows it very well. So I'd like to take this opportunity to talk about some other important issue that everybody wants to hear and wonder. It's OECD guideline. It is true that OECD is considering the extending the maturity of the maritime finance product from current 12 years to 15 years. However, it is also true that that matter is under discussion level only right now. I know like many of you are eagerly waiting for the good news, the 15 years instead of the 12 years, because many customers are asking the same questions to our banks. So so I promise on behalf of KEXIM, as soon as OECD decides and KEXIM streamlines our internal policies and procedures, I will immediately share that good news with our partners. Thanks for your attention.
Next, we're going to hear from Mr. Bae Jae-jin with Korea Development Bank, who's going to discuss what's next on ship finance in Korea. I understand that Mr. Bae will be presenting in Korean.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Bae Jae-jin, and I am leading the next generation ship finance team at KDB. So today I'll be presenting on the next generation ship finance of the KDB. And now I proceed in Korea, and I appreciate your understanding. 오늘 말씀드릴 주제는
Today, I would like to talk about next generation ship finance offered by the KDB, and the table of contents is composed of KDB Ship Finance Organization, Next Generation Ship Finance Business Roadmap to Net Zero, and KDB's Green Ship Finance products. And particularly when it comes to number 4, KDB's Green Ship Finance products, I would like to talk about the options based on the roadmap to net zero. So this slide shows the ship finance organization at KDB, and the red colored box is the next generation ship finance team, which is located in this city of Busan. And on the right side of the slide, you can find the blue-colored boxes, a Project Finance Center. And under this Project Finance Center at KDB, we have a Project Finance Department 3, and under that Department 3, we have a Ship Finance team. And these two teams are in charge of next generation ship financing. This slide shows next generation ship finance business at KDB. There could be different areas with regard to the next generation ship finance, but when it comes to the types of ships that we consider, there are alternative fueled ships, and the next type of ships is bunkering ships, such as LNG bunkering and methanol bunkering, and the third type is specialized ships, such as LCO2 carrier, and last type is autonomous ships. And on the bottom of this slide, you can see major projects that our team, the next generation Maritime Finance team, pursued in 2024. And now I'd like to talk about the options, the finance options based on the roadmap to net zero. So if you take a look at the bottom of this slide, you can see the forecast for commercialization of ship engines based on the required energy and environment, and the DNB study on the readiness and availability of low and zero carbon ship technology. And so based on this roadmap, in order to achieve a net zero target, the shipping companies can take certain options. And if you take a look at a new build vessels, the shipping companies or the maritime business companies can work on new build, methanol, and LNGDF and ammonia-ready vessels. And another option is retrofit of the existing vessels to carbon-free ships. By taking these options, the maritime business companies can be aligned with the net zero targets by the end of 2050. And also another roadmap-related option is the purchase of used vessels, use of biofuel, installation of ESD. And the retrofit is also another option, as I mentioned. And now I'd like to talk about what kind of green ship finance products offered by KDB based on the roadmap to net zero. And in order to be able to apply for KDB's green ship finance products, the green ship certificate, third grade or over, is required. And also KDB products include carbon reduction-based products and low carbon ecosystem-related project and retrofit program based on the retrofit of existing ships to eco-friendly ships. And also the needs of shipping companies include used vessels, new build, retrofit, and lease. And for each need, KDB offers its products. And now let me talk about the KDB loan for carbon reduction. KDB provides the necessary funds for capital expenditures related to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and energy consumption, offering an interest discount of up to 1.50% point. And only the Korean currency-based loan is available for this specific loan product, and also carbon reduction verification will be required to be eligible for this loan product. And the next product that I want to introduce to you is a low carbon ecosystem-related KDB loan. And KDB provides the necessary funds for capital expenditures related to fostering a low-carbon ecosystem. And here you can see we provide these products in various currencies, including Korean won, USD, Japanese yen, and euro. And actually up to 0.02% PA interest discount can be offered, and 0.3% for small and medium-sized companies. And the next one is a KDB fund for lease program. And KDB supports small and medium-sized shipping companies in acquiring green ships through an operating lease structure, particularly when these small and medium-sized shipping companies do not have any capacity to purchase a new build vessels. And the next one is a KDB fund for retrofit project. KDB offers funds for the green retrofitting of ships to facilitate regulatory compliance to achieve net zero. And retrofits for higher structures and machinery, including engine replacement, will be the target for this specific fund. And this appendix includes the details of the interest rates offered to or applied to specific products that are introduced to you. So net zero target is a key target that the shipping companies here in Korea need to achieve, and we are working at the KDB to provide more various and tailored products to marine business companies and shipping companies here in Korea and abroad. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.
And finally, we have a presentation from Dr. Lee Seok-yong on the trends and outlook on smart ports.
예, 방금 소개받은 한국해양진
As introduced, I'm Sung-in Lee from the Maritime Research and Consulting at the KOBC. As you can see, I'll give a presentation on global trends and outlook on smart ports. Marine Money mainly deals with ship financing. My corporation this year saw its act amended to expand our scope to include the financial sector and financing. And as a result, my center has conducted relevant research. Starting from June, we are producing a monthly port logistics report. And as we collect information regarding the report, we understand that in shipping, digitalization and decarbonization are the key trends, just like shipbuilding. So the 2D is a pressing challenge. So that is the background on my presentation of this presentation. So let me briefly talk about smart ports. As you can see from the slide, smart port consists of a container terminal. And we have a key for the berthing of vessels. We also have a gate. We have this work area between the gate and the key. And we have transport container trucks going in and out of the gate. So smart port consists of these three components. Depending on the movement of containers, instructions are controlled by the terminal operating system. The terminal operating system, or TOS, consists of planning systems, operation systems, and management systems. So we have these subsystems under the TOS. These subsystems need to work seamlessly with each other to improve the productivity of a smart port and terminal. Key assets of container terminal are equipment. We have cranes working on the quay, which are crucial, and at the bottom we have a yard. We also have transfer equipment working between the quay and the yard. If you take a look at the table of equipment, depending on the advancement of technology, we have a single trolley container crane. We now have a double trolley container crane. And as for a transfer, just like autonomous vehicle, we have AGV transporting containers in the yard. Container stacking is done by ARMG. We have an IT moving across the yard in charge of transport of containers in the yard. I'll get to this later, but we have Netherlands ECT and Hamburg CTC. So some ports have been automated, as you can see from these ports. And AI and digital twin are now being applied to these automated ports. The manual work conducted by conventional terminals have become semi-automatic or automatic. In short, here's the concept of smart ports. Every facility and equipment in a port can be digitalized and automated and be made eco-friendly. So that is the essence of a smart port. Here we have three key elements. First element is design layout. Unless equipment in container terminal is vertically located, it is difficult to achieve full automation. And the second element is automated equipment I mentioned earlier. The third element is the TOS controlling the equipment. So these three elements come together to implement a smart port. In terms of automated port, there has been a number of policies announced. If you take a look at the table at the bottom, you can see the National Logistics Basic Plan and the National Port Master Plan and the Shipping Industry Long-Term Development Plan. All these plans indicate our pursuit of smart ports. And let me move on to some case studies of smart ports. In the north of the Busan New Port, Phase 2-5 is being implemented, and Dongwon Global Terminal is the first automated terminal that can deal with mega ships. Through centralized control, we minimize human intervention. By doing so, improving safety and cutting down cost. Usually, we need to load or unload 20 containers on the quay to guarantee a certain level of productivity. It'll take a time for us to reach that point. In Shanghai, we have automated terminals in Yangshan. In Singapore, as you all know, its terminal is being relocated to Tuas, a new port. There, a new smart port is being implemented. In Rotterdam and Hamburg, they are the first of their kind in terms of port automation. Long Beach has implemented a fully automated terminal in 2016. Let me briefly speak about financing related to that. In terms of Dongwon Global Terminal, the KDB and my organization contributed to create a fund. That fund went to purchasing or leasing equipment for smart ports. If you take a look at the equity structure, on the left we have Dongwon Busan Container Terminal, Busan Port Authority, and Hanjin Corporation. So they share the equity in the company. And the Busan Port Authority holds 30% of shares minus 1 share. Public corporations are not allowed to hold more than 30% as shareholding. What is at issue is implementing smart ports is less challenging than you believe, but what is more challenging is converting conventional ports into smart rather than building smart ports from scratch. On the left-hand side, you can see a case of Port Authority being in charge of everything. On the left, we also have a terminal operator being in charge of everything. In overseas cases, we have SPCs participating in the picture. And the table shows security over movable assets and equipment, and IP structure, and security over IP. Please refer to my slides to be made available through Marine Money later. The two structures on the left deals with using a terminal through operating a terminal through a subsidiary and relevant fund flow. With these two structures, what would be spent as outward financial expenses can be stay within the group. On the right-hand side, we have a structure including a manufacturer. One of the characteristics of the automated terminal in Yangshan is they developed their own terminal operating system, and crane manufacturer developed their own crane control software in the case of Yangshan. Before I talk about what is being pursued by smart ports, we have to take a look at the two main topics. In terms of opportunities, we have to pursue both digitalization and decarbonization. One of the biggest challenges in this regard is how to retrain existing personnel to allocate them to responsibilities. And that can help us avoid some labor conflicts being experienced in some ports. And ultimately, we need to implement Logistics 4.0, just like Industry 4.0. There should be a strong network involving entities, and these entities need to work seamlessly to fully implement a smart port. To this end, As you can see from the left bottom, we need to replace obsolete equipment. We also need to adapt eco-friendly equipment. We can utilize a subsidiary or utilize packaged financing equipment deal to expand the base of a smart port. And this concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening.